Hello everyone, and welcome to the Only Thing Gaming channel. Before we jump into today's video, I just want to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you had a great holiday season, that 2025 treated you well personally, and hopefully 2026 will be an even better year for all of us. And of course, 2026 is shaping up to be a massive year for gaming, with highly anticipated titles, long-awaited franchise returns, as well as remakes and remasters. 2026 might end up being one of the strongest years in video game history. In today's video, we're going to take a look at my top 10 most anticipated video games set to release in 2026. Keep in mind, this is my personal list, so make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your own most anticipated games in the comments down below. And without further ado, let's get right into it.
People think time is like a river that flows swift and sure in one direction. But I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you, they are wrong.
Starting off at number 10, we have Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake. Remember that trailer Ubisoft released all the way back in 2020? The game was originally planned for a 2021 release but ended up getting delayed multiple times. I've personally been waiting a long time for the return of Prince of Persia franchise, especially since the Sands of Time trilogy was a huge part of my childhood. At Ubisoft Forward in June 2024, Ubisoft finally confirmed that the remake will launch in 2026, retaining the original title Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Unfortunately, we still don't have a specific release date, but at this point, just knowing this game is coming was enough to keep my excitement alive. At number 9, we have Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy, a narrative-driven action-adventure stealth game. Set 15 years before the story of Amicia and Hugo, the game follows Sophia, a fierce young plunderer on the run, determined to uncover the secrets of her past. Unlike the previous games, Resonance focuses more on action and combat rather than stealth and rats, which makes sense considering the story takes place before the plague. Since this is technically a prequel, you don't need to play the previous Plague Tale games to jump in, but I highly recommend them as they are excellent experiences on their own. Sophia's journey takes her to the mysterious Minotaur's Island, where she faces deadly trials, navigates treacherous terrain, solves puzzles, and stays one step ahead of an army chasing her. With its mix of storytelling, exploration, action, and mythology, this game easily earned a spot on my list. At number 8, we have Control Resonant, the reality-bending action RPG sequel to 2019's Control. The game is set in a warped version of Manhattan on the brink of paranormal annihilation. This time, we play as Dylan Faden, who awakens from his coma and is sent into Manhattan to stop cosmic entities threatening to tear reality apart, all while searching for his sister, Jessie Faden. Dylan wields the Aberrant, a shape-shifting melee weapon, which opens the door for a much deeper and more expressive combat system with different combos, skills, and juggles, kind of inspired by the Devil May Cry series. The game features a standalone narrative, so newcomers don't need to play the original Control. That said, fans of the first game will find plenty of references, plot threads, and Easter eggs.
This isn't hell. Or my world. What is this place?
At number 7, we have the long-awaited return of the Onimusha series, with Onimusha Way of the Sword, the latest installment in the Onimusha series. Way of the Sword is an action-adventure video game set in a dark fantasy version of Kyoto during the Edo period, and follows the samurai Miyamoto Musashi as he battles rival swordsmen, demons, and supernatural threats. Despite appearances, this game is not a Souls-like. Several players had the chance to try it last year, and based on the footage and impressions, it's clear that Capcom put a lot of effort into the combat system. The swordplay looks incredibly satisfying, the parries feel grounded and realistic, and Musashi wields a mysterious gauntlet that absorbs red orbs, likely used for upgrades or items. The game is targeting a 2026 release, and since it's already playable, it seems to be in the later stages of development. Hopefully, a release date announcement isn't too far off.
What he did was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
At number 6, we have 007 First Light, an upcoming action-adventure game developed and published by IO Interactive, the studio behind the Hitman series. The game follows a young, resourceful, and sometimes reckless James Bond during his early days as a recruit in MI6's training program. One thing I immediately noticed from the gameplay footage is how much it reminded me of the Uncharted games, and for me, that's a good thing. I don't know about you, but a cinematic experience with strong storytelling and engaging gameplay without demanding a 50-hour time commitment sounds like a very welcome change of pace.
What is that?
Freedom. Our freedom.
At number 5, we have Capcom's new IP, Pragmata. And by the way, this is the only game on this list that I had the chance to try. Capcom recently launched a demo on Steam, and I'm not sure if it's also available on consoles, but from what I experienced, the game blends combat and hacking mechanics in a very creative and satisfying way, and I didn't notice any major red flags. Performance was stable, and the game offered a wide range of settings. The narrative also looks promising, with strong chemistry between Hugh and Diana. However, the demo does handhold the player a bit, using a single scan button to guide progression, and I'm not going to judge anything from the demo, especially the combat. The full game will likely introduce more enemy types with resistances to hacking or other tools you might have. There are even weak point mechanics reminiscent of the Horizon series. With all of that said, we'll find out more when the game releases on April 24th.
It's been years. But the events are still etched in my memory.
At number 4, we have Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis. The game was announced at the Game Awards 2025 alongside Tomb Raider Catalyst. However, Legacy of Atlantis is the one targeting a 2026 release, so that's the focus here. Tomb Raider is one of the most iconic action-adventure franchises of all time, and this game reimagines the original Tomb Raider from 1996 with modern visuals, controls, and potentially reworked mechanics. Even in my Game Awards video, I mentioned that this title looked more promising, so it's no surprise it made this list. I can't wait to get to try the first ever Tomb Raider with modern controls, graphics, and maybe some reworked mechanics. Unfortunately, there's no exact release date yet, but hopefully we'll get our hands on it sometime in 2026.
Only a dead person keeps secret.
At number 3, we have Phantom Blade Zero. This action RPG features a dark and striking art style, fast-paced combat, and a fictional world that blends Chinese martial arts with steampunk elements. Ever since I first saw gameplay footage, I've wanted to grab a controller and start playing immediately. The swordplay, parries, animations, and overall presentation look incredibly satisfying. Despite some similarities to Souls games, this game is not a Souls-like, although it does borrow some non-linear level design ideas from the genre, which I personally see as a positive. The game is officially set to release on September 9th later this year.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
You there, Leon?
Yeah.
At number 2, we have Resident Evil Requiem, and honestly, the reasons are pretty obvious. This is the 9th mainline entry in the Resident Evil franchise, and it features Leon Kennedy as a co-protagonist. For many fans, including myself, Resident Evil 4 is the favorite entry, and Leon is the favorite character. The game returns to the iconic Raccoon City and offers two playable characters, Leon Kennedy and Grace Ashcroft. Leon's gameplay leans more into action similar to Resident Evil 4, while Grace's sections focus more on survival horror closer to Resident Evil 2. Another thing that got me excited for this game is the fact that this game is obviously being developed by Capcom. Over the past few years, they've consistently delivered high-quality titles, excellent remakes, and strong new entries across multiple franchises, which earned them the trust of most players. The fact that Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, and Onimusha Way of the Sword are all Capcom titles says a lot about how big 2026 is shaping up to be for them. Resident Evil Requiem launches on February 27th, making it the first game on this list to release. Before we move on to number 1, I want to mention a few honorable mentions, but these are a little different. Rather than confirmed 2026 releases, these are games I hope to hear more about this year. The first game is Assassin's Creed. We've been hearing a lot of rumors lately about Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake or the project codenamed Hexe. Even though I've lost the ability to enjoy Assassin's Creed long time ago, it would still be interesting to see where Ubisoft takes the franchise next. I recently made this video about the Black Flag Remake, so I'll leave a link in the description. The second game is The Witcher. Now recently we saw a trailer that looked very promising with one major red flag. It wasn't actual gameplay. It would be interesting to see more from The Witcher 4 or any other Witcher title CD Projekt is working on. And I also made this video a few months back, so if you want to watch my breakdown of The Witcher 4 trailer, I'll leave the link in the description. And for the last game, of course, it's God of War. After the end of Ragnarok, the series left the door open for more to come. And I can't stop wondering what's next in the God of War series. Is it a remake for older games? Is it a new Kratos story? Is God of War going in Egypt's direction? And many more questions. I also have a very interesting theory for how the series can continue with Kratos. And I'll start working on the video after the 3 videos I've got planned right now. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned so you don't miss it.
What you doing up there?
I'm just fixing some leaks.
Seriously, dude, you got some time on your hands. I got some properties with paying tenants.
Oh, that's why you came by?
Just go get me my check.
And of course, by now, I think you've already guessed it, at number 1, GTA 6. This isn't just my most anticipated game, it's everyone's most anticipated game. GTA 6 recently won Most Anticipated Game in the Game Awards, which only confirms how massive this release is for the industry. That said, the biggest question remains, will it actually release in 2026? I am hoping for a November 19th release, but a delay is always possible. Honestly, I wasn't very excited after the first trailer, but the second trailer, along with the screenshots and information Rockstar released, got me excited. I can't wait to return to Vice City, dive deeper into the story of Jason and Lucia, and see just how far Rockstar pushes the genre once again. I won't go into more detail here, since GTA 6 really needs no introduction, and I've already made multiple videos covering the delay, trailer breakdowns, and new information. You'll find all of those linked in the description. And that's my list of the top 10 most anticipated games of 2026. I know some picks may seem a bit weird for some people, but as I mentioned before, this list is personal. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own personal list in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of the two videos you see on your screen right now.